Hold on just a minute now. Don't you scroll past this moment like it's not important. Don't let your thumb carry you away from what I'm fixing to tell you. I need you to truly hear me, with all your heart, because what I'm about to share wasn't meant for just anybody. This message found its way to you today because something shifted in the spiritual world just 48 seconds before you clicked on this video. I ain't exaggerating or speaking in riddles here. There was a straight-up conversation in the courts of heaven about your life, your name, the season you're standing in right now, and a decision was made. A decision that nearly went a completely different way. Your breakthrough, the very thing you've been crying out for, the thing keeping you up at night, the thing that made you wonder if I'd forgotten you. That breakthrough was being reassigned. It was about to be handed off to someone else, not because you didn't deserve it, not because you weren't faithful enough, but because the enemy filed a claim against you in the spirit saying you'd given up. He brought out evidence, the nights you whispered you couldn't go on, the mornings you woke up feeling empty as a dry creek bed. He played back every time you doubted if I was real, if I was listening, if I even cared. For a moment that reassignment was approved, but then something happened. Something that silenced every accusing voice and stopped that transfer cold. Michael stood up, the Archangel Michael, commander of my heavenly armies, whose name means, who is like God. He rose to his feet right there in that courtroom and spoke 7 words that changed everything. This one has not yet quit, and because of those 7 words, I'm here talking to you right now, telling you your breakthrough has been returned to your account. It's back. It's yours. But you gotta stick with me till the end of this message, because what I'm fixing to show you will decide if you step into that breakthrough or let it slip through your fingers one last time. I know what you've been carrying. I know about that heavy weight sitting on your chest the moment you open your eyes each morning, that kind of heaviness that ain't from no sickness, but from a deep spiritual exhaustion no amount of sleep can fix. I've watched you lie in bed staring at the ceiling, trying to find the strength to get up, trying to tell yourself today'll be different, only to feel that familiar wave of disappointment wash over you before your feet even hit the floor. I see you putting on a smile for folks, laughing at their jokes, saying you're fine, saying everything's all right, while inside you're drowning in a silence so loud it makes you want to scream. You think nobody notices. You think you've perfected that mask, but I see it all. The tears that fall when the lights go out, every prayer you whisper into your pillow, the ones that ain't polished or fancy, just raw cries from a heart running low on hope. I know about that one situation tormenting you, the one you ain't told no one about, the one you carry alone 'cause you're scared that saying it out loud might make it more real. I know about the betrayal that cut you so deep you still flinch when someone gets too close. I know about the money worries suffocating you, the way you count and recount numbers trying to see a way forward. I know about that draining relationship where you give and give but get nothing back. I know about the health concerns you're avoiding because you're scared of what the answer might be. And I know about the shame, that heavy, corrosive shame telling you if folks really knew who you are, saw your thoughts, your failures, your secret struggles, they'd walk away. They'd prove what you've always feared, that you ain't enough. But listen real close. That shame is a lie. It was planted deep by an enemy who knows just what you're worth, and that's exactly why he's working so hard to tear you down before you wake up to the truth of who you really are. You weren't an accident. You weren't a mistake. You ain't just some random bunch of cells that happened to come together in your mama's womb. Before the earth was even laid down, before the stars were hung like lanterns in the sky, before the oceans knew their edges, I spoke your name. Not the name the world gave you, but your true name, the one written in a book no human hands ever touched. I chose you. I didn't choose you because you were strong or talented or pretty or impressive by the world's standards. I chose you because I wanted you. Plain and simple, and that's as deep as it gets. I looked across all of human history, every generation that had ever walked this earth, and I saw you. I saw this moment. I saw you reading these words right now, and I said, that one's mine. From that moment on, a destiny was written for your life that'd make angels stand in awe. A purpose so mighty that the enemy spent every day since you were born trying to convince you you're ordinary, forgettable, that your life don't matter. Every rejection you faced, every failure, every closed door, every moment you felt humiliated, they weren't random. They were aimed attacks from a kingdom of darkness that looked at the blueprint of your life and trembled. They saw what I placed inside you, and they've been trying to kill it ever since. But here's what they didn't count on: my stubbornness. The fact that I'm a father who refuses to let go. They didn't count on Michael. Now let me tell you something about the war that's been raging round your life. A war you felt but never fully understood. Every time you felt a heaviness you couldn't explain. Every time a good chance fell apart at the last second. Every time you were fixing to break through and something strange knocked you off course. That ain't no coincidence. That's combat. You're carrying something inside you that terrifies the darkness. It ain't just your faith or your prayers. It's a specific calling, a specific anointing, a specific assignment that once it kicks in, will tear down strongholds standing for generations. The enemy knows this. He's known it since before you were born. So he cooked up a plan just for you. He studied your weak spots, pinpointed wounds never healed right. He put folks in your path just to distract, drain, and pull you off the timeline I designed for your life. He whispered lies so often and so convincing, you started mistaking his voice for your own thoughts. The thoughts telling you it's too late, that you missed your chance, that everybody else is moving forward while you're stuck. Those ain't your thoughts, darling. Those are crafty tricks from an enemy scared to death of what'll happen when you finally step into the fullness of who I made you to be. The resistance you've faced ain't a sign I've left you. It's proof you're close, real close. The harder the fight, the bigger the breakthrough waiting on the other side. Now listen here, y'all, these attacks, they ain't letting up one bit, and that means something mighty big is fixing to happen in your life. I want you to understand something folks rarely ever learn. There's rules in this spiritual battle we're fighting. There's a whole structure to how breakthroughs come through, and how the enemy tries to block 'em fair and square. For too long, you've been fighting blind, throwing punches at thin air, praying prayers that just bounce off the ceiling. Not because I wasn't listening, but because there's protocols in the spirit world that gotta be followed. Now there's this guide called The 7 Swords of St. Michael Archangel. It's a digital book, written under divine inspiration, laying out the exact strategies St. Michael uses to fight for you. The very strategies that just hours ago stopped your breakthrough from being stolen away. This ain't ordinary knowledge, no sir. It's revelation that turns upside down what you've been told about spiritual warfare your whole life. It's so powerful, folks have tried to hush it up, bury it, keep it from getting into your hands, but it's here now and it's ready for you. You'll find the link to download it right at the top of the comments, the very first pinned one. I want you to go there right now, grab that book, and then come right back here and finish listening to me. And when you do, drop a comment saying, "I am chosen," and I will download the digital book. Let that be your first step of faith in this brand new season. Let that be the line you draw in the sand, letting the enemy know you're done playing by his rules. To it now, then come back. 'Cause what I'm about to tell you next, it'll change how you see your whole past. Every single thing you thought went wrong. I need you to take another look. See it through my eyes, not just your own. From where you stand, it might look like a mess of failures, missed chances and heartbreak. But from where I sit, it's a masterpiece of protection and preparation. That job you lost 3 years back, that one that made you feel less than, sent you spiraling in doubt and fear, it was me who shut that door. Not 'cause you weren't good enough, no ma'am, but 'cause that place was meant to keep you small. Behind your back there were plans to use you, to take your gifts and give you nothing in return. I saw where that road led, emptiness and regret, and I closed it down. It hurt, I know that. And I'm sorry for the pain, but I ain't sorry for the protection. That relationship that ended, the one you poured your whole heart into, thought was forever? I ended that too, not 'cause you ain't lovable, but 'cause that person wasn't meant for your destiny. They were just a delay. Every month you spent with them was time taken from the timeline I planned for you. Sure, they were comfortable, familiar even, but comfortable and familiar don't mean divine. I've got someone for you, or a restoration coming, that'll have you getting down on your knees, thanking me for taking that away. That financial setback that nearly broke you. It wasn't punishment, it was a reset. I was breaking down a shaky foundation built on worry and hustling, replacing it with overflow and divine provision. The weight? It was never denial. The days that felt wasted? I was working behind the scenes, rearranging things, moving folks, preparing places you don't even know about yet. I wasn't ignoring your prayers. I was answering them in a way your current eyes couldn't see. But that wait's almost over. The season of prep is ending, and what's coming will hit so sudden, so strong, that even the folks who doubted you won't be able to deny God's hand on your life. Now let me paint you a picture of what's coming, not in some vague spiritual talk, but real, clear, undeniable truth about your next season. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine waking up without that heaviness on your chest. Opening your eyes and feeling, for the first time in years, real peace. Not fake, not fragile peace that depends on what's happening around you, but a deep down, bone-deep peace that comes from knowing you're held by hands that'll never let you go. That peace is coming. Now imagine looking at your money, and instead of that tight knot of worry, you feel calm and sure because there's more than enough. Provision you didn't have to hustle for, beg for, or scheme for. It just flowed in like a river because you finally stepped into the channel I made for you. Imagine getting a call, a message, something that makes your hands shake and tears fill your eyes. Not tears of hurt this time, but tears of pure thankfulness because something you'd given up on just showed up at your doorstep. Imagine the looks on the faces of those who counted you out. Imagine sitting at a table you weren't supposed to be invited to, wearing a crown you didn't earn, but that was handed to you by royal decree. Imagine your body feeling strong, your mind clear, your spirit alive like you thought was lost forever. Imagine laughing, real laughing, from a joy so pure even you're surprised. Imagine your kids, your family, the folks you love, looking at you and seeing someone who ain't just surviving no more but thriving, carrying a light that no human logic can explain. That's your tomorrow. That's what I've been building while you thought I was quiet. Every brick, every beam, every little detail laid with love and care, and the ribbon's about to be cut. I'm not talking about some far-off someday, I'm talking days, weeks. A shift so big you'll mark your life as before and after this moment. Now I know what the enemy's been whispering in your ear, telling you this message ain't for you, that somebody else deserves it more, somebody more spiritual, somebody who hasn't fallen as many times as you. But listen close. The very fact you're still here, after all you've been through, all the attacks, betrayals, sleepless nights, and moments of doubt, that you didn't give up, didn't walk away from me even when you felt nothing. That right there is proof my hand has been on you all along. You didn't make it by your own strength. You made it because I refused to let you go. Now that you're standing on the edge of your breakthrough, you got to understand how this next part works. Those 7 swords of Michael, they ain't just symbols. They're real spiritual weapons made for specific battles. One sword breaks old family curses that been passed down for generations. Another seals up blessings so the enemy can't swipe what I gave you. Another wakes up that calling inside you, the one you always felt but never quite understood. This ain't theory. These are the very weapons Michael used when he stood in heaven's courtroom and stopped your breakthrough from being snatched away. And that guide I told you about, the 7 swords of St. Michael Archangel, teaches you how to use each one. Now listen here, y'all. This right here explains what's been holding you back, why your prayers felt like they fell on deaf ears, and exactly what steps you need to take next. The link's sitting right in the first pinned comment up top. Go on and download it now, and let me tell you, it ain't no accident you're hearing this message twice. Just that's confirmation, plain and simple. So holler down in the comments, say, I am chosen, and I'm fixing to download that digital book, and watch what starts to shift in the next 72 hours. Then come right back here because I ain't done with you yet. Now I want y'all to do something for me. Put down every single burden you've been carrying, not tomorrow. Not after you figure it all out. Right now, this very moment. Take that worry about money and hand it over to me. Take that broken relationship and place it in my hands. That health concern, that secret fear, that nagging doubt, release them all. You were never meant to carry these things by yourself. You were made to walk with me, lean on me, trust me with the details while I handle the impossible. I know trust ain't easy for you. Folks have let you down so many times it feels downright dangerous to open your heart again. But I ain't like folks. I was there before the hurt, through the hurt, and after the hurt. I caught every tear, counted every sleepless night, and stayed when everybody else walked away. My faithfulness don't depend on how you feel, or how well you did today, or how many scriptures you read this morning, or how pretty your prayers sounded. My faithfulness is part of who I am, and that never changes. I'm the same yesterday, today, and forever. What I promised you is going to come to pass not because you're perfect, but because I'm faithful. So rest easy, stop striving, stop trying to figure it all out. That's my job. Yours is to trust, show up, and take the next step, even when you can't see the whole staircase. I'll take care of the rest. Y'all need to understand who you really are, because the world's been telling you a lie your whole life. It says your worth's tied to what you do, how you look, your bank account, your social clout, or who you're with. It says you're only as good as your last big win, and if you ain't constantly hustling, you're falling behind. But that's the world's way, and it's built on sand. In my eyes, you're royalty, a child of the Most High. You carry the divine right in your very soul. Your identity wasn't shaped by your past mistakes, trauma, or failures. It was formed in eternity, in my will, before a single misstep was ever made. You ain't what happened to you. You are who I say you are. And I say you're worthy. I say you're chosen. I say you're loved with a love that don't quit, that don't expire, and ain't got no fine print. I didn't earn my love for you, and you can't lose it. It just is, like the sun rising, like gravity, like the earth turning round. It's a law of the universe that I, your creator, your father, your God, love you, and ain't nothing, no doubt, no fear, no failure, no enemy's lies, can pull you out of that love. You might feel unworthy, might feel like you don't measure up, but feelings ain't facts. The truth is, your name's engraved right on the palms of my hands, and no power in heaven or earth can erase it. Now let me paint you a picture of what I see when I look at your future. While you've been looking back, drowning in what was, I've been building ahead, making what will be. In the days to come, you're going to see a sudden rush of blessings. Things that ought to take months will happen in days. Things that might have taken years will unfold in weeks. Doors that have been rusted shut will swing wide open with a bang loud enough to echo through your whole family line. You're going to meet someone, maybe you already have, who's a divine connector, a key to the next step in your purpose. This ain't no coincidence. I placed him there long before either of you were born. Money's coming from places you ain't even dreamed of. Not a trickle, but a flood. Blessings so abundant you won't have enough containers to hold 'em. Your health's gonna change too. That trouble in your body. I'm sending healing. Not just a little fix, not just managing symptoms, but full restoration. You'll go back to where you got bad news and give 'em good news this time. That broken relationship, either it'll be restored stronger than before, or I'll remove it and replace it with something so beautiful it'll take your breath away. Your mind, that battlefield where so many fights have been waged, is going to find a calm, a clearing you ain't felt since you were a child. The fog lifts, the confusion ends. You'll think clear, dream big, and move forward with a confidence that ain't pride, but anointing. Your kids, whether they're here now or on the way, will be marked by this moment. The curse passed down through generations stops right here with you. It ends now. And in its place, I'm planting a blessing that'll grow for 100 generations more. And that's why you're here today. That's why Michael fought for your breakthrough. That's why you couldn't just scroll past this video. 'Cause every bit of what I just said is real, it's specific, and it's yours. But it needs your activation. You gotta stand up in spirit and declare who you really are. You gotta take authority over the lies, delays, and attacks and say, enough is enough. That digital book I've been talking about, The 7 Swords of St. Michael Archangel, is the key to unlock this season for you. It's packed with prayers, declarations, and strategies that line up with what heaven's doing in your life right now. This ain't just entertainment or some religious mumbo-jumbo. It's a weapon forged in the fire of revelation for folks just like you, folks standing right on the edge of their biggest breakthrough, needing to know how to step into it without the enemy snatching it away again. Links in the first pinned comment. Go on now, download it. Read the first chapter tonight. And when you do, come back and tell me what happened. Tell me what shifted, 'cause I already know it will. Write in the comments, I am chosen, and I will download the digital book. Let your faith show. Let your words ring out like a decree that echoes through heaven's halls. Now hear me as I seal this word over your life. I ain't no God who just talks and don't act. I ain't no God who promises and don't deliver. Every word I've spoken to you today carries the weight of eternity. It's backed by the same power that spoke the world into being, the same power that split the sea, the same power that raised the dead. And that power is fixing to work in your life, your situation, your breakthrough, your healings, your restoration. I declare right now that every chain is broken, every curse is turned back, every stolen blessing is returned, with interest. Every closed door is thrown wide open, every delay is flipped into acceleration, Every tear you ever cried is gathered up and redeemed, and the harvest of your sorrow is about to burst forth into a joy so wild, so free. You'll be dancing in the streets like you ain't never danced before. I declare that confusion's gonna clear up, fear's gonna turn into courage, lack's gonna be replaced with plenty, sickness will give way to strength, and loneliness, well, that'll be swapped out for a love so deep and true, it'll heal wounds you didn't even know you had. I am your God. I am your Father. I'm your defender, your provider, your healer, your restorer, your waymaker. And I'm telling you, with all the power of heaven backing my voice, your time has come. Not tomorrow, not next year, right now. This right here is your moment. This is your shift. The day you'll look back on and say, that was the day everything changed. Don't let this moment slip through your fingers. Don't let the enemy trick you into closing this video and chasing the next shiny thing. Stand firm on this word. Plant your flag in this ground. Speak it out loud from your heart with every bit of who you are. You receive what I've spoken. You believe it. You're going to walk in it. Then watch me move. Watch me work. Watch me do what only I can do in a life that was always meant to be extraordinary. You weren't made for average. You weren't made for defeat. You were made for glory. And that glory, the glory I placed inside you before time even began, is about to shine bright. Not just for a few folks, but for everyone. Now go on. Download the guide from the first pinned comment. Activate those 7 swords. Step fully into your calling. And never forget, Michael fought for you today because I told him you're worth fighting for. And what I declare no one in heaven or earth can undo. It's done. It's sealed. It's yours. Now go on and walk in it.